Another area where information and experience will help in planning and preparation to prevent injury incidents is in large bale production and transportation. Large round bales weigh between 500 and 1,500 pounds. Large rectangular bales weigh between 800 to 2,000 pounds, many times more than an average person. Both types are very real crushing hazards. Extreme caution and good communication are both necessary when handling large bales. Side rollovers can result from the change in the tractor's center of gravity due to the additional weight of a large bale. Rollovers are the leading cause of death for the 10 to 19-year-old age group. Rollover incidents are most often fatal. Round bales can also roll on a slope, so bales must be discharged on level ground or crosswise on any slope. The possibility of large round bales rolling is also a concern when they're being moved. Never move bales with a tractor loader unless it's equipped with a manufacturer's approved bale fork, clamp, or grapple to hold the bale in place. Many people have been killed by bales rolling down the loader arms, crushing the operator. A load raised very high increases instability of both the tractor and the load within the bucket. The higher the load is raised, the more sideways leverage is exerted on the tractor. A slight slope or bump can cause shifting of the load and increase the rollover and crushing risk. Adding weight to the rear of the tractor using wheel weights will increase stability. Raise any load slowly to prevent sudden tractor instability. Keep a loaded bucket as low as possible when traveling. Reduce travel speed on slopes, in turns, and on rough ground. When large bales are being moved either onto or off a truck for transport or into stacks for storage, good communication is essential. Let others know where you are. Be aware of blind spots where the operator may not be able to see you. Stay far enough away to ensure a falling bale will not crush you.
I had an accident years ago. It was actually in '95, so that was over 15 years ago. And I was hauling hay bales, round hay bales. They were about 1,500-pound bales. And I was in the foothills. I was hauling from a field to a farmer's yard, and it was about a 30-mile trip one way. And I had done about 7 loads maybe that day, and I was on my last load. And in my mind, I was in a hurry because I had a place to be at a certain time that day. And I came to the guy's yard and pulled up, and I was on kind of a top of a hill. And the way he unloaded me, he got his tractor with the front end loader, and he pushed the top bale. He poked into the top bale and then pushed until the one on the passenger side fell off, bounced, and rolled away down the hill. And then he would take that first bale that he poked into and go and put it in a stack. And so then he would come back and forth. And he did the same thing for all of the 6, 7 loads that I hauled. And I had all the straps off, but they were laying down beside the trailer. And it was in my mind that, you know, if I went and got those straps while he was unloading, then I would get out of there quicker. And so in my mind, I thought, well, he just backed up to put the bale into the stack, so I've got a couple of seconds or a couple of minutes to go get the straps and pull them out of the way. And so I went, bent down and got the straps. My son was with me. He was about 10, 11 years old, and he was out of the way on top of the hill, but it wasn't too far away. Anyway, he yelled at me, and luckily I didn't question him. I just started walking towards him, and I took one step, and one of the big round bales fell on me, hit me just behind the shoulders, and mashed me to the ground, and actually bounced off of me and rolled away. And of course I was stunned, and I rolled over onto my back, and just in time to see the second bale come and land from my knees on down. So mashed and it stayed there. So it was on my legs and my feet. And I hollered to my son and said, "You got to go stop the farmer from pushing these bales off." And so he ran and did that. And I laid there thinking, there's no way I want that farmer to come try to push this bale off my legs, because he would probably run over my legs. So I pulled myself out of the bale. Thinking about it years later, like we are today, I would say, before you start unloading a load, move the straps out of the way so that you could roll them up. Most 90% of accidents are done because we're in a hurry. And it doesn't matter who we are, we're in a hurry. And when we're in a hurry, we don't think of everything. And that's the important thing, is to be aware of our surroundings and what can hurt us, and try to take steps so that we don't get hurt. Luckily, I'm still alive. I had a friend, it was just a couple months later, that he was unloading bales and he did exactly the same thing, and he died. He was killed instantly. Two bales fell on him. They were square bales. So, things can happen. I ended up with about 12 broken bones. I had 2 breaks in my pelvis. I had 2 smashed vertebrae. I had 6 or 7 broken ribs. I had 2 breaks in my left ankle. That was the same one that my pelvis had 2 breaks in that pelvis, in my left pelvis. And I had, I can't forget my big toe was broken on the left one. and that's the one the doctors never caught, and I kept telling them, my big toe's broken, but they never, they says, we're not worried about your big toe, we're trying to get you back together. I'm a lot more careful. I've slowed down. I do things, I still make mistakes, but they're not bad mistakes, but I've slowed down quite a bit. Just avoid being in a hurry if we can. That might be impossible, but if you are in a hurry, stand back, look at the situation and think of what you're going to do and think of what could happen. And if we do that, we should be able to prevent some accidents, and that's what it's all about.